is there's entire teams of engineers whose job is to use your psychology against you.
For most of human history, a person's identity was shaped by the people right around them, their town, their family, their neighbors. Then the internet arrived and tore up that ancient blueprint. Today, who a person becomes is shaped less by the street they live on and more by the feeds they scroll. This is one of the biggest shifts in human history, and it happened so fast that almost nobody stopped to notice. By the end, the way it shapes you will be impossible to unsee, so stay to the finish. Start with how identity used to work. For thousands of years, where did a person's sense of self come from? It came from their physical community. People grew up surrounded by the same neighbors, shared the same local customs, and learned who they were from the folks nearby. A person's values, accent, beliefs, and sense of belonging were handed down by the community they could reach on foot. Identity was local, slow to change, and tied tightly to a place and the people in it. The internet shattered that limit almost overnight. So what replaced the old neighborhood? Online spaces did. Suddenly a person was no longer stuck with the people around them. They could find others who shared their exact interests, beliefs, humor, and struggles, no matter where on earth those people lived. A teenager in a small town could connect with a global community that understood them better than anyone next door. For many, this was freedom, a chance to find their real people at last. But this freedom came with a hidden price. What happens when people sort themselves into perfect groups? They form what can be called algorithmic tribes. Online platforms study every click, like, and pause, then feed people more of what keeps them engaged. Over time, this gathers users into tight clusters of like-minded people who all see similar content and share similar views. A person stops being shaped by the random mix of a real neighborhood and starts being shaped by a carefully sorted tribe built around their existing tastes. These tribes are powerful because they are so perfectly tailored. Why do they pull so strongly on identity? Because they offer instant belonging and constant validation. Inside an algorithmic tribe, a person's views are echoed back, their interests are celebrated, and approval comes in the form of likes and comments. It feels wonderful to be understood and agreed with so completely. But that comfort slowly shapes how a person thinks, talks, and sees themselves, until their identity bends to match the group that rewards them. The trouble is that these tribes can become sealed off from the outside. What happens when someone only hears their own side? The algorithm keeps showing more of what a person already believes, so opposing ideas slowly vanish from view. Inside the bubble, the tribe's opinions start to feel like simple common sense, and the wider world starts to feel strange or wrong. People lose touch with how others actually think, because their feed has filtered the world down to a single comfortable corner of it. This reshapes identity in a strange new way. In the old world, a person's identity was a blend of many different influences: the cranky neighbor, the kind teacher, the relative with opposite views. That messy mix forced people to deal with difference. Online tribes remove much of that friction. A person can build an identity almost entirely out of voices that agree with them, which can make that identity feel strong and pure, but also narrow and fragile when it finally meets the real, varied world. There is another twist that makes this even more powerful. How much of an online identity is performance? A great deal of it. Online, people do not just find a tribe, they perform for it. They post the parts of themselves the group will reward and hide the parts it might reject. Over time, the performance and the person start to blur. Someone can begin shaping their real beliefs and behavior around what earns approval from their tribe, until they are no longer sure where the audience ends and the true self begins. There is a sharper edge to these tribes as well. Because the algorithm rewards strong reactions, the loudest and most extreme voices in a group often rise to the top. To fit in and earn approval, members can feel pushed to adopt harder, more dramatic versions of their views. A mild opinion held one day can slowly harden into a fierce one, simply because the tribe cheers loudest for intensity. In this way, an online community does not just reflect who a person is. It can actively pull them toward a more extreme version of themselves, one reaction at a time. None of this means the internet is simply bad for identity. What are the upsides worth keeping? They are real and important. Online communities have helped countless people who felt alone find others like them, learn, grow, and feel seen for the first time. People with rare struggles or unusual passions have found life-saving support and connection. The ability to reach beyond a small local world has opened doors that never existed before. The shift is not all loss. It is a powerful tool that can build people up or box them in. The danger is in living inside the tribe, without ever stepping outside it. So how does a person stay themselves in this new world? It starts with awareness, simply knowing that the feed is sorting and shaping them. From there, it helps to seek out voices that disagree, to spend real time with people face to face, and to notice when an opinion is truly their own versus borrowed from the group. The goal is to use these communities without letting an algorithm write a person's entire identity for them. It also helps to deliberately follow people and ideas from outside the usual bubble. Even a small dose of different viewpoints keeps the mind flexible and serves as a reminder that one tribe is only a single corner of a much larger world. The aim is not to abandon online communities, but to refuse to let any one of them become the only lens through which everything gets seen. It also helps to remember that a real self is bigger than any single tribe. A whole person is made of many parts, some of which no online group fully captures. Staying grounded in the physical world, in family, friendships, and direct experience, keeps identity rich and flexible instead of flattened into one online role. The healthiest path treats algorithmic tribes as one part of life, not the entire stage on which a person performs who they are. This shift hits younger generations hardest of all. People who grew up before the internet built their identity first in the physical world, then added the online layer on top. But those raised entirely inside the digital age often form their sense of self online from the very start. Their tribes, their role models, and their sense of belonging can all live inside a feed. That makes the pull of algorithmic identity even stronger for them, and it makes learning to step outside the feed an essential skill rather than a nice idea. So the internet has done something no force in history ever could. It has lifted identity out of the local neighborhood and placed it into a vast, sorted, and constantly shifting digital world. That change brings real connection and real risk in equal measure. The people who thrive will be the ones who enjoy their online communities while refusing to let them become the only mirror they look into. In a world of algorithmic tribes, knowing who you truly are has become both harder and more important than ever. If this made you think about your own feeds, give the video a like and subscribe for more. Share in the comments how the internet has shaped who you are. Inner Lift has more ahead, so stay with us.